Hello, we're back. Thank you for waiting through our little break. I hope you enjoyed your hold music.
It
All
was
right.
actually a pretty good song. I kept unmuting the
Yeah,
the stream just so I could listen to the
yeah.
music.
It's an awesome
We
little
spent the
cover.
entire break just dancing,
Yeah.
That's all it was. It's just us
and you
Yep.
dancing.
missed it.
Yep.
I guess you could call that break dancing.
Oh.
Aww.
Wait,
But
Boo.
how do you mute somebody? There we go.
Oh no, puns are the highest form of humor. Follow
uh,
Ben Warner on Facebook. Your life will be complete. Okay, so let's get started. I think we have everything lined up. I have all of my notes. So we're starting in a small rural Louisiana town named Bonton, which is pronounced like that by the locals.
Yes.
Sort of on the way outside of Shreveport. Shreveport's not too far away. New Orleans is a few hours. It's in the middle of nowhere, so literally a one-stop town. There is a restaurant called Marlotte's that everybody goes to. It is the only restaurant in town. There is a gas station which it can serve as a restaurant for beef jerky lovers, and there is a motel called Feather Pillows, and that is adjacent to Marlotte's. Well, that's basically it. Everybody lives rural. There are vampires here, which they came out of the coffin a couple of years ago, and that was called the Great Revelation. And the leader of the vampire authority, a vampire named Roman, has been pushing a lot of public relations in the United States to get acceptance of integration of vampires into society, because now we have True Blood, which is a synthetic blood that vampires can use. The nation has responded in mixed ways, but we have, in rural America here, a town that is suddenly dealing with the fact that there are vampires here. The vampire sheriff is a woman named Maribel LaRose, and she lives in a manor house sort of in the bayou. And Maribel has been doing her part to try to promote integration as well, and has been showing up to some of the town hall meetings, etc. One of the new developments is the sheriff, the actual parish sheriff, retired, and there is a new sheriff in town, so to speak, and he is trying to prove himself. Very few people like this guy. His name is written down somewhere.
Best place to.
It's Nick Underhill.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nick Underhill is a local. The Underhills are well known as well. There's rumors that they're gator eaters, and they kind of live out in the bayou. But he's come into town to prove himself, fresh out of the academy, and so that's sort of a new development in town. So that's what's going on. We have your typical day in Bonton. It's an everyday kind of day. So why don't we just go around the table and you guys tell me, as sort of a montage, what's going on with your character, what it looks like. If the camera opens on you, what's going on with you. This is a point where you actually have complete narrative control. So if you want to introduce plot elements, now's the time to do it. Kind of get a little bit of a feel for how to do that. Feel free to add to the story as much as you want. Just don't take control of somebody else's character. If you do want somebody else in your montage, then feel free to ask them and bring it in. So take it away. We'll start with, I'm going to start calling you by your character names. Let's start with Frankie.
All right. Can I start us at sundown? Does time matter? Or we're going to montage
You
around
have narrative control.
Okay. So we see the like sunny bayou, sort of, the forest off in the distance, as it like pans around, and we can see that it's coming into sunset. And the camera sort of like pans, in a circle, and then we come to a balcony on a really nice probably like old house. I forget what the term is, but like the old southern sort of mansions. And we come to this balcony.
Like a plantation house?
Yeah, like a plantation house. And we see
Columns and...
Yeah. And we see Frankie standing there, like shaggy brown hair sort of like blowing in the wind, sun on his face. And he's standing there drinking a glass of wine, or what you would assume might be a glass of wine. And it like zooms closer and closer in on his face. And as the sun is coming down, he back to work. And then the sun starts to burn on his face a little bit. And he takes another sip of his glass and turns to go inside as night takes. And it's his turn to go do his job.
Sweet. All right, cool. All right, let's move on to Liam. What's your montage look like?
All right. So Liam is just honestly, if the sun is, sun's kind of going down, he kind of looks over out the window, right? He's kind of laying sprawled out on his single bed in his hotel room. He's got the front door wide open to probably let it get a little breeze going through there because it's so just hot and muggy. And, Louisiana just really sucks, but it's not as bad as the alternative would be. So he's just kind of laying sprawled out on his bed, just kind of watching TV, waiting for whoever decides they want to come and give him a little bit of money, come purchase his goods. Just kind of living, just hanging out, waiting. Doesn't really have anything to do or any tasks or anything he needs to do right now. Is just waiting for something to happen.
Okay, Luna.
Okay, so I think we see Luna walking down the so it's it's a motel, so they aren't corridors, but it's like the cement that runs along in front of all the doors. She's kind of spinning the keys, her big key ring around her finger and kind of whistling, and she walks up to a door and she knocks and says, hello, housekeeping, and listens to see if anyone says anything, and no one does. So she opens the door and goes in, and she kind of looks around at the person's stuff who was staying in this room and kind of like, lifts up the edge of a bag and sees a couple bucks and takes it and puts it in her pocket and kind of walks around, checks drawers. Maybe she finds, like a small little vial of V, and she kind of takes that and puts it in her pocket and goes back out and locks the door and sees her walk. And she's kind of like, that's what she's doing. She's going room to room and just kind of rifling through people's stuff and taking anything that looks like of value. And she gets down to Liam's door and she kind of like leans in the doorway and is like, so you leaving the room today? And just starts to try to get Liam to chat.
I mean, if I need to, if something comes up. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I mean, I figured I'd go get a bite at Merlotte's here in a little bit. You want to come with me?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great.
And I'll take. We see her take out the little vial of V and like toss it over to Liam. I found this. Thought maybe you could find somebody who'd be interested in it for me.
Sure. Yeah, I'll put it with the others.
Great. She kind of like flips her hair and then turns around and walks back to the front office.
So I've added a conflict, stealing from the guests, which only you can. Also, I'm adding you to the conflict. Better not be a rat.
Oh, okay.
Because you're now involved in the drug ring.
Okay.
Okay, so that happened, and now we are on to Michael. Michael, you're up.
Yeah. So I hate to steal like the scene from Equalizer, but I'm basically Denzel Washington at the restaurant right now, sitting by myself, reading a book. You know, real neat. Got my napkin placed perfectly, and I'm just finishing up with whatever I've ordered. Um, close up my book and uh, make sure to put everything nice and neat so that when the server comes over to take care of it, that it's easy to take care of. Pay for my supper and um, prepare to leave the restaurant. I cross the street to the motel. You know, start undoing the tie a little bit, and because I always dress real overdressed. Go to, like I said, cross the street to the hotel. Um, I obviously see the two of you and kind of just like, you know, try not to
Sneer in our
eavesdrop.
direction.
But yeah, no, I'm just like really just trying to mind my own business and continue down past my room, or down to my room, and use the key, open the door, and start to get comfortable and ready for bed, I guess.
If you will accept a plot point, there might be something missing in your room.
Right.
You don't have to, but you'll get a plot point if there's something missing in your room.
The only thing that would be missing from my room is money. So, yeah, I guess I have a. I'm trying to think. What year is this? Like 2005?
Yeah. I actually think
Okay,
it might be 2008, but let's go 2005.
Okay, so I have like a
Got your Motorola Razor.
a BlackBerry, like a BlackBerry.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Palm Pilot.
And it's got like the case, like the leather case and all that bull crap with the stylus,
Mm-hmm.
and got like a nice little wad of cash inside there. And so I grab my BlackBerry. I'm getting ready to put down, you know, details of my day and the stuff that I would find important notes of that I'd want to leave. And I noticed it's a little thinner than usual. You know, it's not got the bulk to it like a wallet full of a wallet full of money would have.
So, all right, so you
Nice.
get a plot point for that, and then there's a new conflict between Michael and Luna. You steal my stuff.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, so we're jumping right in. Okay, so let's start with the manor house where Maribella's waiting for you, right? Because you have a routine. Can you describe your routine a bit?
So this would be probably night, firing up. So there, all of the servants are getting everything prepared for for Maribel to wake and any of her guests who are staying in the house. So I have to go and make like I just got up, so that nobody notices that I was outside. So I probably go and ditch my glass and start prepping my area like I was sleeping for longer than I was, and get up, go do let's see what would be his routine. Because he's like there as a guest, he probably doesn't have to deal with any of the like goings on of the house, but there's probably like you know what? He has to. He's gonna have to entertain all of her guests.
Mm.
So he's, as soon as there's like a few hours go by, and then he has to put on his game face or his life of the party face and walk into this room full of ancient, like just crusty old vampires that he can't stand, and pretend to care about the French Revolution again. And like all this stuff that he doesn't he could give a shit about, and so he's shaking hands, he's laughing at terrible jokes, and of course then he has to go on stage and sing his greatest
Before that
hits.
happens, because it's early,
Yeah.
in the morning or night, but they're not gonna. But you do see there's another vampire you haven't recognized there, and he has this long, gorgeous red hair. It goes past his back, and he has it just flowing in waves, and he's wearing frills around his wrist, and he's got this sort of older style coat that has a corsage on it. Like you walked out of an Anne Rice novel.
Mm.
And he's smoking this extremely long cigarette, with a cigarette holder. And he's like, I've heard about you.
Have you now? What? Well, I hope
I'm
only
Maxwell.
good things. I hope.
And he gives you the I'll touch your hand,
Yeah,
but doesn't.
He does the like dainty
Right.
take it.
I'm a guest here, and he's lighting up another cigarette. And I've heard you are quite the entertainer.
I have been told so. There's I was pretty good in my day, I would say.
How do you feel about integration?
Well, I can't stand True Blood. I can't take it. I mean, I'm all for the show of it, but it tastes like shit, right?
Right. And then he disengages a bit.
Oh shit. Okay, so I think he he's gonna try to save the conversation, or at least save face, so he doesn't like piss off this guest. And he'll reach over and grab. Would there be True Blood here? Probably, right? If this guy is here and is into it, he'll grab a couple and pour a couple glasses, and turn back to this gentleman, and maybe I'd give it another shot. The typo's not so bad. And he'll
So
try to like smile and be.
Are you trying to navigate him? In other words, trying to guide him to your thinking, or are you trying to save face?
I think I'm trying to save face, because I just was a little too honest with this guy. So that's probably.
It's a satiate roll,
Yeah. Okay.
which is instinct.
Okay. So, let's see here.
Oh, I don't have the dice roller up.
Move this stuff out of the way. All right.
So would that be the integration conflict?
Yes, you are confronting integration.
All right.
It's possible you'd be confronting another conflict, but that one works.
Okay. So
You don't know
I'm-
about the other conflict yet, so
So I'm
we'll get there when we get
confronting
there.
integration?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my roll. All right. And what is satiate roll?
It's instinct.
It's instinct.
So I think I'm flat on instinct.
You're flat right now at all total. So
Or I mean, I have a 0 instinct.
yeah. Okay.
So that is an 8.
All right, great. So this means that you've resolved the integration conflict. So that means nobody else can confront that conflict for the remainder of this chapter.
Okay.
And I guess I'll just change that color so we know. If we were at a table, I would turn the card sideways. You also get a +1 arc for resolving the conflict. You get a plot point for resolving the conflict.
Ooh. Now I have one of those.
But it wasn't high enough for narrative control.
Right.
And well, I don't think we're in a chapter move. A chapter move meaning to move into the next chapter, you would have to be putting yourself into an uncomfortable situation, but you're not
Right.
really. Okay, so this long red-haired man, he told you his name, which was Maxwell.
Right.
He puts the cigarette out in an ashtray, smiles at you, takes some True Blood, opens it, pours it in a champagne glass,
Okay.
pours himself a float, and toasts
Ting. To integration.
to integration.
Takes
And he watches you
Yeah.
drink it.
I'll drink the whole thing. Go. And then I'll wipe like a. I'll do like a. Wipe a little bit off my lip.
Ms. LaRose is going to organize a party. I assume you will attend.
Oh, of course. I'm always at Miss LaRose's parties.
This one is at Merlotte's.
I'll be happy to attend. It'll be good.
I will see you there.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't even let you finish. He just kind of
Yeah.
like goes back into the crowd.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the hotel. You two are standing out front. Gotta get everybody's names right now. So this is Liam and Luna. You're out front. You saw the suited guy, wearing this ridiculous garb.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him around. Walk by you. Go to his room. There's a flicker of probably a memory you maybe had of maybe you probably robbed this guy just now.
Well, I definitely showed him to his room when he checked in.
So, but anyway, yeah. So this is you're here. Where are you heading? You're going to go to Merlotte's.
Yeah, I think we're gonna head to Merlotte's for dinner. Yeah, I think that's where we're headed. So we'd head across the street to Merlotte's. There's probably like some of my family in there drinking at the bar, like part of the pack.
Do you want to play a
'cause
pop? Do you want to pay a plot point to make that happen?
No, I mean, I don't have any plot points to spend, but
You have one. Everybody start. I'm sorry.
everybody starts with one?
Start off chapter 1 with 1. Now Michael's got 2.
I've got 2.
No, it doesn't have to be family, but I mean, it's definitely like I know I'm from the town, so I know everybody in town. So it's
Well, inside,
it's one of
when
those
you come
like
in-
you walk into Cheers kind of moment, like, oh,
Yeah,
I know
right.
everybody that's here kind of thing.
Well, you're
Nor-
expecting that. But
Right.
that's not what's in there.
Okay.
The reason that's why I asked about a plot point, because what's in there is actually they have cleared out the tables, and Anna Carner, who's been running Merlotte's, is in a frenzy. She's got her staff trying to clean stains that have been there for 30 years, and she's trying to hang up drapery to cover up holes in the wall. And there's all of this True Blood, crates of True Blood coming that Willie's bringing in, and you don't actually see anybody there that you would expect to see.
Oh, okay. Hey Anna, I'll walk up to her and kind of put a hand on her shoulder. What's going on here?
I'm freaking out. That's exactly what's going on here. Hey, no, put that down. She's like trying to take this drapery, and she's completely not engaging with you, and she's trying to hang up. It's actually, you get a closer look at it's a bed sheet. She's hanging up a bed sheet
Fancy.
to cover up some. Yeah, and it's she is totally freaked out right now.
Liam, did you hear about anything going on at Merlot's tonight?
No.
The sheriff is coming. The vampire sheriff is coming, and she's bringing all of her vampires, and they're having a party. That's what's going on at Merlot's tonight. Now, if you want to be helpful, you come over here and you hang this up because I cannot reach it. I am 5'4".
Yeah, sure, honey, I can help. And I start helping her hang, drapery and stuff and help. And I'm like, well, I think it would probably look better if we swagged it like this and like start trying to help her decorate the Merlots to look nice. Do you need any more help tonight? I mean, do you have enough girls, on staff to wait on all these people?
Well, no, I do not, as a matter of fact.
Well, give me an apron. I'll help out tonight.
Oh, you are dear. You are a dear, and she's just completely lost in her world, trying to wrap things up and get ready.
And Liam just kind of, without a word, just starts, carrying crates of True Blood to the back, putting them in the cooler, setting up tables, chairs, stuff like that.
Now you see one of the grill cooks back there, just sort of crossed arms, leaning up against the wall, going like this, not lifting a finger, in his own world, just shaking his head slowly.
Is there a problem? What's just waiting for something to do?
If that bitch thinks I'm going to lift my finger for a vampire, she's mistaken. I'm going to sit back here and watch it go down.
All right, well, that is definitely a plan. Well, good luck with that. And I'll just continue, putting True Blood in the cooler, bottle, getting everything set up, helping.
I'm gonna walk over to like the order window where like the waitresses talk to the short order cook, and go over and kind of lean on the edge of it and be like, so I was coming in here for dinner tonight, but it looks like I'm going to be working instead. Any chance I could get you to make me something to eat before all these vamps get here?
Yeah, this is sort of the older fry cook who's been there for a while, and says, all I got right now is some grilled cheese.
That's better than nothing. I haven't had dinner yet, and if I've got to be around these vampires, I'm going to need my strength.
This is, I don't know if you probably know this guy. This is Walter.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there as long as Merlot's, and you can tell he's just sort of, fuck this shit, but whatever. And he starts laying down the, ridiculous amount of lard for a grilled cheese sandwich. It's like this. And he's going to cook it up for you.
Well, thank you, sweetheart.
Okay, so that's going on. Now, back at the motel, you found that you are missing some money.
Yeah. So I assume that the person that what do you call that? Why am I brain farting?
Maid?
Yeah, the maid, the person that does the. I'm assuming it was the maid, and I'm assuming that the maid is the same person that showed me my room. So I'm gonna go down to the front desk and ring the bell and see if anybody comes to the front desk.
There's nobody there.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're the only one there. I mean, I guess it's my decision, but there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got like one of those cute signs that I put on the desk before I left that was like, be back soon.
15 minutes.
Yeah, but it's got the little clock, but there's no hands on it.
Gotcha. So I guess I would look around to see if, and maybe hopefully notice that there's a ruckus going on across the street where I just left.
Yeah, you can definitely see they are bringing in crates of, you can't tell what it is from here, but they're bringing in crates through the back, and there's a kind of a younger woman, something 22 maybe or so, with the frizzy brown hair, she served you. She's kind of out and just pointing frantically and trying to pick up something, but it falls over, and she can't. And it's getting dark, and so they haven't turned the lights on. There's some frantic activity happening over there.
Okay. I'm just gonna go walk across the street, redo my tie, my buttons, angrily, an attitude. And go back to Merlot's and see if I can't figure out where the fuck my money went.
But you can see the motel woman is wearing an apron and is being served a grilled cheese. And
okay. Probably with my money.
You also see the other guy that was there at the motel helping lift boxes in the back, and
Okay.
they are hanging sheets on the wall, and they are putting sheets over the table to make it look like cable coverings. And you see that waitress or whoever she was with the frizzy hair come in with a whole big bundle of weeds that she's trying to frantically put into a cup to make look like a vase, and she's trying to create and she's obviously not with it. She is too panicked to realize the absurdity of what she's doing. She's not a stupid woman. She's just lost right now with this frantic assembly of the restaurant.
Okay, so I saw Luna, right? She's getting served a grilled cheese, and as I go to bolt for her because that's my objective, I'm gonna bump into, what was her name?
Anna,
Anna?
Yeah, the restaurant woman.
That's so weird that I just went to a restaurant the other day. My server was Anna. So okay.
Did she have frizzy brown hair?
She had long, dark hair, but that's crazy. So I bump into Anna, and I'm like, just irritated. And I'm like, calm down, and just keep going. And I walk over to Luna, and I go, hello?
Hey there,
Excuse
honey.
me.
What's going on? It looks like Merlot's isn't open. They're having a private party.
Yeah, I'm not worried about what's going on here. I'm more worried about what's going on here and here.
And I cut my grilled cheese sandwich in half, and it's like, sorry, we can't serve you dinner tonight, but you can have half my sandwich.
I already ate. Thanks.
Oh, good.
We're not going to talk about the fact that I'm missing some money.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, did you leave your wallet somewhere?
Wasn't in my wallet. I have
Oh.
that money.
Oh, good. So you didn't lose your wallet.
Never do. I always keep it on me.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. You lost some money? How did that happen then if you didn't lose your wallet?
Well, you keep saying lost. I'm saying it was taken.
Oh, did you get mugged?
I come from a city where that happens often, and I think I would know if I was mugged. And
Yeah,
I don't believe that's
you look real nice, and she kind of reaches over and fixes your tie because it's kind of sideways.
Oh. Look, lady, Luna, I just need my money back because you've been so helpful, and I feel like, what?
Well, I was gonna say, did you try calling Sheriff Underhill and let him know that you have some money go missing?
I don't think that's really necessary. I'm not a big fan of, getting authorities involved in something so trivial as.
Did you drop it between here and the hotel? Maybe. I mean, did you retrace your steps? I mean, I lose things all the time.
Okay, so Michael, you can try a navigate up. You were trying to work your charm a bit. I saw.
Yeah.
And if you succeed in that roll, then she will get an incentive to go along with you. So go ahead and roll it. This is the conflict is, did you take my stuff? I think is what it was. Yeah, you steal my stuff.
Okay.
And that's a personality roll. So roll 2d6 plus your personality stat.
It's 0. Yay.
All right.
Just roll the 4.
So the way this works is you lose an arc. So you are minus
Okay.
1 arc right now, which means you can start using falling moves. The conflict is not resolved.
No.
And also Luna gets a +1 arc for not conceding.
Yay.
Ugh.
Well, how much did you have go missing?
Like $26.
Okay, well, I mean, we could make that back in tips if you want to put on an apron and help serve at the party tonight.
You must be kidding me. Do you see what I'm wearing?
Well, yeah, I mean, you look real nice, sir, but like, if you want your money back, we gotta figure out a way how to get that back.
I feel like I know.
Anna comes over, like at this point, it's like grabbing your arms, like, "Oh, you would be beautiful for this," and starts combing your hair, and like, "Okay, come here, honey, and she's trying to lead you off into the back.
This
to
is
suit
so
you up. You don't have to go along.
No, I'm done. I'm like, you know what?
Are you any good at mixing drinks? I think, I could use a cocktail if you want to work at the bar.
Actually, I'm amazing at making drinks.
So, do you want to do a navigate others, Luna, to
Yeah.
see if you can convince him to work tonight?
Yeah.
You are still confronting. Will, are you confronting? You steal my stuff still?
Yeah, because I'm trying to, like, if I can get him to make tips tonight, then I can just let this, like, go
Yeah,
under the radar.
subterfuge.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Okay.
All right, so that's a personality roll.
So I'm not, okay, so I'm not falling, so it's not a +1, so it's just 0, so I got a 6.
Oh boy, so this conflict is not over yet.
Nope.
Also, Michael, you get a +1 arc if you refuse to do this.
Oh wait, what? If I
You get a
refuse to do it, I get a +1
Yeah,
arc?
right, and then Luna, you get a +1 arc.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm being bombarded, and I don't feel like I feel like I can deal with this money thing later. So I'll make the extra money. I'm a businessman. Look, I know how this works. I make excellent drinks. I deal with this for a few hours, make some extra cash, and then I get my $26 back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, vampires
That's
always
why it's
come
always
with
a
an
choice.
entourage of humans, so it's good to have a bartender on hand just to make sure they're feeling loose and comfortable.
Excuse me?
The humans that come with the vampires, like that's why we need the bartender, because they usually bring humans with them for their
That's
parties.
what's going on? That's what's going on here?
Anna puts her apron on. Is like, "Yes, dear. There's a vampire party. Here, tie up." She's uncomfortably close, like wrapping her arms around you to tie the apron, straightens your tie, brushes off
Get
your
off!
shoulder.
Vampires?
Yeah, honey.
But this is normal?
Yeah.
No, it is definitely not normal. It is not normal, honey. Luna, it
Okay, well, it's not normal, but it's very exciting.
Oh gosh, I'm so conflicted.
Here, this will help. And she like grabs a bottle of like whiskey or something, pours you a shot, and hands it to you. Here, this will help you calm your nerves.
If you need to back into something of what your character would do, check out your motivation, look at your basic desires and fears, and then that should help you determine what to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and while you're looking at that, so what's going on in the back there, Liam? There's this staff. He's probably a cook based upon what you tell with the grease on his apron and stuff, but he's just not working. He's just pissed off.
Yeah. I get it, man. Like, you know, you got all these people coming in, you don't know who they are, different way of life. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? You know, you gotta just do your job, man. Just buckle down. Get it done.
Oh, okay, so you're actually going to try to get him to work.
Yeah, because I mean, it's what you do. You can't go making her angry. Your life's gonna be miserable. Just put up with it for tonight. And who knows? You know, these vampire guys, you might even find something in common with one of them. You might even make a friend. And I can tell you from experience, friends are useful. Friends are great.
All right, what you're doing is rally, because you're appealing to him to help, and it's a morality roll.
All right.
You're the regretful soldier, right?
Yeah. All right. So, 7.
All right, and do you have a bonus for morality or a deduction?
No,
Okay,
I do
so
not have a bonus.
oh, we forgot to discuss which conflict you were resolving. It's important.
Oh.
And it's you know, if we can narratively make any of these work, I don't see one that does. So
Okay.
I can introduce a conflict that you can accept, which will be probably not something good for you. And
Okay.
if you accept that conflict, then you get a plot point, which is like what happened with Michael when I had the money be his, right?
Sure.
Or you can pay a plot point and introduce a new conflict of your own.
I'll take a conflict. I like conflict.
Okay.
I like when things go bad for the players.
He grabs this mop. I'll tell you what. I'll get back to work, and then he breaks the mop on his knee.
Mm-hmm.
He twirls the broken stick in his hand. I'll get back to work, all right.
Uh-oh.
And he puts the stake behind his apron and kind of shrugs, and it starts walking back into the kitchen. So the conflict that I'm introducing is that this cook is going to kill a vampire.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that needs explanation. Pretty sure you just made a steak.
Is that okay? So is that going to be a character conflict that I have to resolve?
No, it's just a conflict.
Okay.
No, it's just a conflict. But you get a plot point for allowing me to do that. Thank you.
All right.
So that's what happens when you don't have any conflicts to confront.
Well,
All
now
right.
that I know that, this is going to get very.
Okay, so let's go back to the manor house. Sorry, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's all right.
Gotta keep on remembering. Frankie Valley. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this party's been going on for a while, and you haven't even talked to so many names. Maribel. You haven't even talked to Maribel yet, but she has been gushing over this red-haired vampire, and they have been just like talking for like an hour, and she will not look at anybody else. And you know, she's playfully playing with his hair and flirting, and they're having this back and forth, and it's gotten to the point where the rest of the guests are just sort of and finally one of them stands up, is like, hey Maribel, are we going to this party? And she just kind of waves at him and continues talking to this guy, and she does not care about anybody else right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see if I can.
And Maribel was your character, so you can describe her. I just sort of picked up the name, but
Yeah.
what does she look like?
I think I think Maribel is I think she's like a Southern belle, right? So we have the like curly blonde hair. Oh, she's real short. So like you get that where she's really powerful but she's tiny.
Tiny but fierce.
Yeah, tiny but fierce. She's got this like, huge curly blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin.
You realize you're
Rachel
describing Dolly
McAdams.
Parton.
Huh? Oh, yeah, she's
Oh,
Dolly
I was-
Parton. She looks like Dolly Parton. Well, let's go with Dolly Parton. Probably a little less,
Stacked?
filled out than Dolly Parton. But, yeah,
Filled out,
but,
yeah.
but wearing one of those, super, super long train ball gowns, like the slender ball gowns with the crazy long train. These, striking long red nails. And so I'll try to get everyone's attention because I know that my job is to just keep everyone happy. And so I'll sort of go up to. We probably have like a mic, right, in our.
Sure.
Sure. So I'll go up on our little stage area, and I'll kind of call out to the individual that was. Who do we think was upset? Was it someone who's been here for a while, or someone who's new to the party?
No, it's somebody who's been there for a while.
Okay.
It's Tom Hall.
Tom Hall. All right. So I'll hop up on the mic and I'll be like, "Hey, everybody! Don't worry there, Tommy. We'll get to that party when it's fashionably appropriate. But in the meantime, why don't I entertain everybody with a little golden oldie?
Freebird! Do Freebird!
There are no Panthers here.
In Vampire Speed, the AV system is unplugged as Tom holding it. Don't you fucking ever call me Tommy again. And now everybody's looking at you, including Maribel and the red-haired gentleman, Maxwell. And everything's gone silent, and Tommy is like in your face at the vampire speed, right?
Yeah. I'm
Drops
gonna.
the cord.
I think I'm gonna. You know what? I'm pretty emotional, and I'm not gonna take that very well, and I'm gonna whisper, which everyone will hear. So I'm gonna like scoot up close to Tommy, and I'm gonna say, maybe if you hadn't overstayed your welcome, Maribel would be more interested in your conversation. Maybe I can entertain the rest of these folks for a little bit, until it's appropriate to head over to a party.
Awesome. So,
Probably-
you're condemning this guy?
Yeah. Do I need to spend
You're
a plot
not
point to
following.
fall?
Yeah, unless you rework the narrative to make it work. And also,
No.
what conflict are we dealing with?
Oh, yeah. So let's see. What conflicts do we have available? I think I'm probably going to spend a plot point to fall because this night is not going my way. So we've
And
got...
I'm not going to get to meet my dad.
Yeah, there really isn't one. So I can
Yeah.
give you one, and you don't have to.
Sheriff
spend a
is an
plot point to
asshole?
fall. Sheriff is an asshole.
She's being an
yes.
asshole?
Yes.
Okay.
Sheriff is an asshole. Yeah.
So I'm addressing the sheriff is an asshole conflict, and I will spend a plot point to fall.
Awesome.
So I'm now falling, and I'm going to condemn the shit out of Tommy. Okay, so I have selected my dice. I think this is how this works, and then I can re-roll selected. Where is it? Re-roll selected.
Yep.
All right, 7. What does condemn use?
Morality.
Damn it! All right, 7.
You could do enforce your will. I threw out condemn, but enforce your will works if you are like step down, step off kind of thing, as
Oh
opposed
yeah,
to
let's do
the
that.
difference is condemn. You're going to get everybody else kind of turned against him.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just like step off, then it's enforce your will.
You know what? I like
This is what I mean by
condemn
what's
still.
your motivation? What are you trying to do?
Yeah,
if you want the other.
I think I'm trying to like disgrace this guy in front of the crowd because I know everyone can hear me whispering to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll stick with condemn. So it's a 7.
Okay. All right. So the conflict is resolved. This is one of those conflicts I think that's going to come back next round, so we don't need to clear from the table because that's just who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a -1 arc for falling,
Yep, I did that.
and we get another one.
Oh,
because
-1
you
arc on
succeeded.
top of what
When
I
you-
had.
Yeah, when you succeed in a falling move,
-1 arc.
you fall again.
Okay.
And yeah. So does this put you into an uncomfortable situation?
I think it does.
Has your
because
character done something like this before?
I think this is probably the first time I've like done something. Just asserted my will, basically. This is probably the
Because
first
you've been
time
like,
I've-
look at me, monkey dance, and now
yeah,
you're
I've been
suddenly-
trying to be the good little entertainer, and I'm not going to take that shit from Tommy. Who's so yeah.
All right.
This is probably going to put me in a bad spot with Maribel.
You didn't roll high enough to take narrative control, so I'll take it. But
Okay.
we are going to move into chapter 2. So after you say that, Tom Hall, he looks around and he sees the entire room looking at him, except for Maribel, who's looking at you.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Mm.
And then he, my bad. He gives you a kind of fuck you look and then goes back and stands next to Maribel, who takes his hand and she cocks her head and looks at you.
Jeez.
And that's chapter 1.
Yeah.
So, chapter 2, we get our setting conflict back. So, integration is back on the table. Everybody gets a plot point, and you get a new motivation. Chapter 2, the move that will take us into chapter 3 is when somebody crosses the threshold. So, chapter 2 is about it's called the meeting. I don't think the spreadsheets are right. Does the spreadsheet say meeting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Chapter 2, the call. Chapter 3, the meeting.
Yeah, the call is an old version of the spreadsheet. Sorry. Yeah, that's we're in the meeting. The call doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so chapter 2. So what we're doing is we're going to figure out what the actual ordeal of our story is, the big thing that we're going to have to confront in the climax, and so when we cross the threshold in order to go and confront the ordeal, that's when chapter 3 will begin. So chapter 2 is sort of the rise to conflict. We're going to kind of play this out, and obviously the scene will probably begin at Merlot's at this party that's starting, right? So you get a new motivation. So think about that. Now that we know the party's coming, we know that we're going to have to be introduced to the ordeal, whatever that might be, and then think about what your character's base motivation is, and what do you want out of this next chapter? And make sure you give yourself another plot point, because you get one every chapter. And don't be afraid to use those.
All right, so my new motivation is to own my stage. And I am depressed. Because I am falling. I am emotional and
Well.
depressed.
Since I probably only have 2 people that I would consider friends, that being Luna and Frankie. Now knowing that the cook is preparing to stake someone, and Frankie is a vampire, my motivation is going to be just to keep my friends safe.
I'm going with cover my tracks.
Okay. You're always doing this on my games. You were the criminal in the last one, too. The femme fatale, as
The
it were.
femme fatale. I did. I framed someone for murder.
All right, Michael, what's up with you? You decided you are going to serve drinks, right?
Yes. So I guess my motivation is multiple things. I'm dealing with the fact that I'm at this party. I'm deathly afraid of the idea that I'm going to be serving vampires. And
It's
the
a
ultimate
dead-
goal. What's that?
It's a dead man's party.
Yeah. And the ultimate motivation is to get my damn money back.
This is quite
You
an
can combine
adventure
those and
for
get my damn money
$26.
back without dying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just do that. I'll just say that. That makes it easier. All right.
Okay, good. So we have new motivations. Everybody has a plot point, and we're in chapter 2. The party is beginning. So the whole group finally left. Well over an hour after this altercation to go. Maribel has not even given you eye contact, and she's got Maxwell on one arm and Tom on another, and she's just with them. Those are the people she's choosing tonight.
Mm.
And then there's an entourage of a couple of humans that hang around her, and then several vampires. So at Merlotte's, there are some kind of prominent people in the town are there, like the owner of the gas station. That's Raven. She's there, and she's sort of a young, got the gas station from her dad, who passed away too young to run a business, but she's been doing it her whole life anyway, so she's not a big deal. She's there. There's also the serving staff and the new parish sheriff, Nick Underhill, who, even though it's at night,
Of course.
he's got his sleeves rolled up, chewing gum, just watching from the back. So they're all kind of converging, and it's hella awkward, because the vampires all kind of flow in at the same time, and you see the sheriff, the vampire sheriff, with her golden locks, accompanied by 2 other vampires. One looks like he stepped out of a Jane Austen novel, a vampire Jane Austen novel. And this is ridiculously dressed, and he's got this long flowing red hair. And then the other is this kind of leather jacket wearing cool guy vampire. Let's make him like a little Kiefer Sutherlandy, with a hairstyle that's not quite right. Yeah. And then they're followed by this entourage, and then the rest of the humans that are inside are just sort of standing there watching this happen. This is really the first time everybody's been together in the same room, and you can tell that Underhill is like watching everything. The cook is there along with the older cook, and the wait staff is all kind of there, and everybody's just in this sort of stunned silence as the vampires flow in. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk over to the jukebox and put on one of Frankie's songs. And I would say something like, "This place is too quiet," and turn on some music, like as if I just randomly picked any song but purposefully put on one of Frankie's songs.
Sherry Baby.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna be stuck in your head for years now.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks. So I think, yeah, I think he blushes a little bit, and well, I guess,
Vampires can't blush.
vampires can't blush. I guess his eyes like go wide, and he locks eyes on Luna. I can't remember. Did we establish that we do know each other and you stink?
I think we've established that we know each other, and we both smell bad to each other.
Right.
Right.
And
And it's actually a conflict.
yeah. So I think he'll go over. Yeah. So he heads over to the jukebox, and takes like a, and like tips his head a little bit and says, "Who let you in here?"
Well, I don't have to be invited to go in places.
Oh shit!
That's so good. Well, I think the crowd is a little over this one.
Aw, but this is part of your greatest hits.
Yeah. I think they prefer something a little peppier, a little fresher.
Well, I'm sure your kind likes them fresh.
Yeah, and preferably not like they just crawled out of a dog pile.
Cat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that litter box I smell in?
Would you like me to go warm up a True Blood for you?
No, I'm fine. But perhaps you could send some over for Maxwell.
Definitely.
That's that fancy redheaded fellow over there.
You enjoy yourself tonight, bloodsucker.
Maribel appears next to you, and kind of puts her arm around you. And to the rest of the humans, especially if you've never seen a vampire before, she's just there. Like you fast forwarded a tape, and she whispers in Frankie's ear, "Play nice."
And he puts the mask back on, and he's all smiles again. And he's like, "Where are my manners? I am so sorry, Mrs. I'm sorry. What was your family name again?"
Kurt, I
Miss.
hate you.
Yes, we would all love a round of True Bloods. Thank you so much.
Yes, definitely. And I would look at Maribel. Is there anything specific that I can get you?
"Oh, sweetie, I am fine just being here. Aren't we all?" And she kind of gives Frankie a look.
Well, if there's anything you need, you come find me specifically, or you send one of your people to find me. My name's Luna.
You notice, actually, it's probably Frankie that notices that she kind of has a look as she inhales.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looks at you a little differently. And she's like, "That will be nice, sweetie."
And I would kind of wink at her and be like, "We'll keep it friendly."
So in the meantime, the cook is white knuckling it. Liam, you can see him just kind of like barely containing himself as he's watching these vampires interact.
Mm-hmm. I gotta. Yeah, okay. That's a mistake that he's about to make. So I'm just gonna kind of walk out of the kitchen.
All of the vampires stop and look at you. Every single one of them. Unless, Frankie, you don't want to. You get it, Frankie. It's like the smell of bread pudding as soon as it comes out of the oven steps into the room, completely overwhelms the senses.
So as I kind of walk from the back out to the front, I'll walk over behind the next to Michael, and then for the people who have seen Liam before he went to the back, he was kind of from the hotel. He was kind of wearing like jeans, black tank tops, some boots. But as he comes walking from the back, the kitchen, now he's wearing like some black slacks, a white kind of button-up shirt and an apron that's just way too clean. Like it shouldn't be as clean as it is. And he'll walk behind the bar and kind of not even notice all the vampires staring at him, and just kind of, pat Michael on the back and just be like, "It's a big crowd. I'll help you tend the bar."
There's a red-headed vampire standing next to you. It came out of nowhere behind the bar, and he just takes this huge whiff of your neck. What are you? And all of the other vampires are stepping in closer. Frankie, I don't know if you are or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in there and say, Maxwell, what do you think? A round of True Bloods for everyone?
His fangs are out,
Yeah.
and you see kind of the wild come in a bit. So let's see if you can talk him down.
All right. Yeah, because I'm gonna play on his preference for integration.
Yep. So you're confronting integration again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this dude, I don't know what else to do with him. Okay, so what would I be rolling here? Let's see.
You're falling.
So
It is a morality thing. So you could it's either you're condemning him. You could do that, which would be a public display. So would rally. Or you could just you're navigating. You can use a flat move.
Yeah, I think, let's see. I can navigate others, or I could spend a plot point to try to get on the rise. Because if I get his favor, I'm gonna spend a plot point to switch to rising.
Okay.
So this will be fun. I'm gonna just bounce all over the place. And I am gonna try to befriend him.
Awesome.
Because I want him to not eat my meal ticket. Because that is what I have as my relationship with the Resdes, with Liam. Yeah, I thought meal ticket was fun there. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, so this is plus personality. So I will re-roll my dice here. Okay. The thing about re-rolling the dice is if they get the same number, you're never sure if it actually rolled. Do you want me to just delete these and...
Well, it tells you on there when the last roll was made.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 7. Okay, cool. So it did re-roll them. Yeah. I just got the same numbers on the same dice.
Wow.
Okay, so plus 2 is a 9.
Okay.
So not quite enough to get narrative control. But
nope, not quite enough.
I'll look at them and say, these young bartenders are representatives of the town of Bonneton, and I'm sure that we would like to show them how much we're excited about this whole integration between the good relations between vampires, and we're just like them with we're the what blood type can Liam get for me?
He does that, he does that kind of, and the fangs go back up.
Mm-hmm.
Takes another draw of Liam's scent. As you say. And then he slowly walks away, not losing eye contact with Liam the entire time. Yep. And then he whispers to you as he comes by, whispers to Frankie, "You'll bring him to me." And then goes over to his station, with Maribel, who's been watching this whole thing with interest. She doesn't seem to be. She's watching Liam, is what she's doing. All sides are on Liam. You also get rising and a plot point because you resolve the conflict. So nobody can use integration for this chapter. Obviously, because it's one we'd probably use a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to keep stealing that one. So I am vivacious again.
So then I'll say a round of True Blood. I'll get right on that, and so I'll kind of start heading towards the cooler. Towards the back where I was putting all the True Bloods into the cooler in the back. And as I walk past,
sorry, I just wanted to say real quick, Michael, he doesn't smell like anything weird. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
and so as I walk by Frankie, I'll kind of lean over because I'm still not quite sure how vampires work, what all they're capable of. And so I'll go on the keeping my friend safe and say kind of whisper where I think is a whisper, and he'll be the only one to hear it. Thanks for backing me up. To return the favor, the chef is looking for a fight. I would probably stay away from him. And then I'll just kind of pat him on the shoulder and go to the back, start grabbing some True Bloods out of the thing. So I just kind of want to warn him that the cook is going to kill a vampire.
Oh, you're muted, Chris.
You don't see anybody there that could be described as a chef. I mean, there are two cooks.
Yeah, or the cook, the old cook.
The old
There's
cook
an old
is
cook.
gonna...
There's an old cook and there's a younger cook. Oh, it's the younger cook that has the steak.
The younger cook, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the one with the steak is planning on using it. So kind of, stay away from him. I wouldn't want you to get.
So I'll smile and look back and say, I'll keep my eyes open.
Wink.
Yeah, and then I'll turn back to the bar and like exasperatedly say, all right, so that's can I get a couple of True Bloods?
So I come out from the back, and I've got like a tray with some True Bloods on it that I had warmed up, right? And I stop by the bar as I'm heading out to pass them out, and I like take one and hand it to you. And as you grab it, it's cold. Like I purposely didn't warm up your bottle of True Blood, and I hand it to you, and then I turn around and start handing out drinks to people in the bar.
I'll turn back to the other bartender. Hey, can you warm this up? Your assistant missed this one.
Yeah, I'm just
Just taking shots. And I think he notices, like, you okay?
Man, I've had like the worst day ever. So, no. What did you need? Sorry, what did you need?
Oh,
Man, hey, listen, check this out, right? So I came into town. My car broke down. This lady came out, helped me out. She put me in this shitty motel. And she tells me there's this place with great food. I come over here, the food's okay. And I come back and money's missing out of my BlackBerry. My case for my BlackBerry. This is like the worst day ever. You know what I mean?
That sounds really rough. And he looks at you and like looks at your eyes for a second, and he like tips his head and like shakes his head, and that's you're not talking about the waitress, are you?
Yeah, the lady that you said was my assistant. Dude, I just got thrown into this. I don't even work here, man. I just got into town yesterday.
Yeah, you're going to want to be careful around her. She's got claws. You're going to...
Metaphorically, I get that. No, she stole my money.
Yeah. Don't let her get her paws on you. Listen, could you warm this up? I can't drink this shit cold.
What is that?
What is this? It's True Blood. Yeah. You haven't seen the commercials?
I've seen it. I just never.
It's like synthetic blood, because vampires need blood to live.
Right.
They have to drink blood, but
that's pretty awful.
Well, I mean, you have to drink water to live. What? Nobody's
I guess
nobody's
seems
bitching
like
about
water's
that.
more- well, whatever. How long?
I don't know. 96 degrees, if you could.
I got a microwave. I got to punch in numbers. What's 90? Like, how many seconds is 96 degrees?
Dude, honestly, I have never used a microwave, so you take your best guess.
All right. Well, if it's too hot or too cold,
We'll deal with it.
bite me.
Nobody's. Yeah, I'm not gonna bite you, but you just pull that collar up there, buddy.
Starts tightening his tie.
Yeah. And he'll turn
Turns around, starts
to,
microwaving it.
he'll turn back to the party and sort of like watch and see who's make sure Luna's not doing anything stupid.
Some unwashed people come in. Even the non-supernatural people can smell them. The vampires smell beast. There's 3 of them, a couple of kids, and they are, obviously rural people, not from around the area. And they are obviously Luna knows who they are. They are the Carpenters, your family. I described a name because I didn't know you
Yeah,
had one yet.
that works. I appreciate it.
So the Carpenters have arrived, and they are overjoyed about coming to the big city. And Papa Carpenter gives you a really big smile as he walks in, and the others come in too. There's a pack of 5 of them.
I have like a tray and I just like shove it at the nearest vampire and like here, take this, and like move to the front of the room. And I'll walk up to Papa and I'll say, Dad, what are you doing here?
We heard there was a party.
Yeah, it's a bloodsucker party, not our kind of party, Dad.
We'll go to any party that's a party. Come on in. And he starts ushering
The whole
in.
pack. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like one after another. There's not 5. There's like maybe a dozen. They're all there.
Dad, do you know, like, you're gonna cause a fight.
And as you say that, you notice all the vampires, and Frankie, you can smell the shit out of this. They're all just, the opposite of what they were dealing with Liam, they're doing with this pack. And they're kind of backing up. And, behind it all is...
So my sound actually comes through Kurt's computer. I'm just warning you guys that Discord is crashing on my computer. So I don't know if my cam's going to go out or not.
Oh no.
I'm just warning you guys.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, and it came back. Never mind.
All right.
Forget the warning. I was like, oh my gosh, it's completely crashing. Sorry about that. So sorry. Yeah. So what was he doing? I actually couldn't see you when you were gesturing.
Oh, no, the Underhill back is just watching everything
All
that's
right.
going by.
Dad, you're going to cause a war. We can't have the pack in here with all these vamps.
Okay, so you're going to try to tell you're trying to get him out.
Yeah.
This is a roll. Okay, so you're reasoning with him. Are you rising?
I am falling.
You are falling. All right. You were the way you were playing it was more navigated. So you were just
Yeah. I'm not
trying
being
to talk
aggressive with him. I'm just trying to like get out of here.
all right. So that's a personality roll, and you are confronting.
Oh, I rolled double ones.
Oh no.
Ooh.
This
What were you
is gonna be-
confronting? You were confronting the supernatural, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Double ones. All right. Well,
That's not gonna be good.
so they've all come in, and Papa Carpenter actually just literally pushes you to the side, cracks his knuckles, and say, "Let's get the party started." And then they all come in, sort of posturing,
Oh,
cracking
God.
knuckles. And at this point, Liam, you see the cook is seeing an opportunity, and he's reaching back for his steak. The vampires are lining up. It's already turning into a situation. And in the back, He's going for his gun. Unbuckles it.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. I don't know. Is that the end of the chapter? I mean, is this the meeting?
We're
like to-
crossing the threshold. Yeah, let's take it.
I can't like the microwave ding and like
Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah.
And breaks the silence. Everyone's like,
Technically, you need to succeed in a conflict to move into the next chapter, but I'm going to take the moment.
okay.
Let's do it because it's thematically appropriate.
I know. It
This
just
is-
feels
this
like
feels
all
like
this
the meeting.
tension.
Yeah. Okay, so we have chapter 3, the test. In this chapter, you're going to explore the situation, run into conflict, and make friends and enemies until you go into the cave when you actually confront the ordeal. Some of you may recognize this as the hero's journey. That's what it is. So you are, we're basically going to be preparing for what will become the ordeal. Now that we see what the ordeal is, the narrative is showing us that it's between all of the different types of people living here. That's the ordeal, and how are they going to coexist? That's how I'm interpreting it. So
Alright.
the test will be about that. When we move into the next chapter, it'll be because we go into the cave, and that's where you confront the ordeal. So when you're thinking about your motivations, think about that, and also think about what your base motivation is, and the scenario that's presented in front of you, before you. The other thing is you all get a plot point. Don't be
Yay.
afraid to spin those.
yeah, I've got like
You can
4
take
of them.
narrative control, and then you become a novelist, and I just sit back and you do what you do.
Okay.
My motivation for this chapter is protect my ass.
Yeah, mine is not die.
I have protect my meal ticket.
Oh.
Oh man.
I didn't get a chance to I was going to say to Frankie, I was going to ask him who sings this song. It sounds so familiar, but I didn't get a chance to say it. I was too
I
busy
haven't-
complaining about my day.
It was hilarious.
I know, it was so good.
I do have my eye on that conflict. I won't lose sight of it.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta say my motivation is just gonna be keep the peace.
If you could really work on that, that would be great.
Okay.
All right.
So we're in media res. The tension has reached a boiling point. We have a sheriff that's about to grab a gun. We have another sheriff and her vampire is about to confront whatever this family is that came in. And we have a cook that's seeing an opportunity. What do you do?
Can Walk Like a Man come on the jukebox? Because he had it on
Pay a plot point and you can
Yeah.
have it.
plot point comes on, or Walk Like a Man comes on. And I don't know if there's like a dance for that, if he did like a little thing. But I think Frankie's gonna. Oh man, I can't tell if Frankie needs to jump in here. I think Frankie wants to slip back and find Liam because Liam left the room, right?
Yeah, I'm in the back with the young cook who's about to make a big mistake.
So I think I'm gonna go walk into the young cook and Liam.
Okay.
And try to, because I want to get Liam out of here. So I'm gonna try to slip back while they're all posturing, and the eyes aren't on us.
Okay. The cook sees you and just
And like
is
comes
coming
at
at you with a steak.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to
I
do?
would like to kind of jump in front and try to block the stake because I gotta
Okay.
try to protect my friend. Basically, I am meaning to get myself stabbed.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to play a plot point and just dictate how this goes down? Because otherwise, what we're going to do is roll
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just
So
take narrative control.
Yeah. So now you're a novelist, and you tell me what happens.
All right. So
The only
Liam
thing you
is-
can't control is Frankie, but you can control everything else.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of just intercept the stabbing. I'm gonna put my hand in front of the stake, just so it kind of stabs him in the hand, and starts bleeding, and then just kind of smear a streak of blood on the countertop, and turn to Frankie and say, "We got to get out of here."
Okay. All of the vampires that are posturing are now looking back into the kitchen, and this smells a bit overwhelming for you, Frankie. You can decide if you've been using it, so it's probably not as surprising to you.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna. Oh man, I gotta spend another plot point to jump to falling if I want to lash out. I really want to throw this dude from the kitchen into the other room.
All right. Why?
To
You're using
So
him
it's
as
not the move, it's the
sacrificial bait, aren't
motivation.
you?
What's the purpose of doing that? Yeah.
I
want to.
I want to use him as a distraction to keep them busy while I drag Liam out of here.
So that's protect yourself.
Okay. So I am so I am rising, so I will protect myself.
I'm so fucked.
Yeah. So
You're
Let's-
like the
let's see.
least of anybody's concern.
so do we want to roll and then describe?
Yeah, but I'm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Roll it unless you want to take narrative control.
I've only got the one plot point. I'll hold on to it.
So you
I might
are
need it to save
confronting.
my ass later.
You are confronting.
My meal ticket. So, or actually, this is probably something. I'm confronting the cook wants to kill a vampire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So here we go. Reroll selected. Okay. So that's 6. That's a 6 because I don't have anything in instinct. Because I'm all about. I've got a +3 personality right now, but I'm a little emotional, and I just huck this dude into the other room. What's you tell me? I guess.
All right. So yeah, you grab him. He's not going to get away from you. You're a vampire. Yeah, and he goes flying out into the other room, and at that point, pandemonium.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trigger. That is the trigger. And the entourage of 6 vampires and 12 or so. What happens are this family just jump at the vampires, and as they jump, they turn into these large black panthers. And so vampires and panthers are descending upon each other in this huge dramatic display. The cook is in the middle of it, and you as a vampire can see it in slow motion. As he's coming through, he gets shredded in the onslaught of this battle that breaks out. And then in the back, pop 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 pop, he just starts unloading. Of course, hits a couple of panthers, but it's just pandemonium. Blood, you see panthers are ripping at vampires who are tearing them limb for limb. And in the back, behind them all, is Maxwell. He's just crossing his arms and observing next to Maribel, who are not doing anything.
So,
Whoa, what now?
yeah. So, I think I would probably, like, jump over the bar and, like, pull Michael down behind the bar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you allow
Covered
that?
in blood.
Yeah, no, you definitely got splashed. You're in the splash zone. And I like jump over the bar, grab Michael, drag you down to the ground, and I'm like, follow me, stay close, and like start like crawling from the bar towards the back, like trying to get to the kitchen from the bar, and trying to like maneuver our way through there. I don't know.
You see Anna's back there also trying to maneuver her staff away, and they're kind of like, the humans are like, fuck, you know,
Yeah.
moving back. And you hear gunshots happening.
Are there any like vampires or panthers that are like moving in on the humans?
No,
Okay.
no, they're fighting each other.
Okay, so I would be trying to like maneuver all the humans out the back door, like try to get them out of the vampire panther war that's going on in this bar.
All right, so the two of you are back there as well. Obviously, having just instigated this whole thing,
Yeah.
Frankie and Liam.
So I grab Liam, and I shove a vial into your hand.
The non-bleeding one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
in your
wrapping
other hand.
rags around my hand.
yeah, and I just shove it into your hand and say like, drink up. We can't have you bleeding in here. These people are gonna devour you. And I start like trying to get you out the back door.
The Maxwell standing at the back door. He just kind of like zipped there,
Yeah.
and then he moves to grab Liam and he says, "Thank you."
Oh fuck.
And like you handed Liam to him, and this redheaded vampire is looking at you. Fangs are out, and he's just trying to take it in. All he can smell is you.
I think I'm gonna
Can
attack this dude.
Can
go
I
ahead.
take
Take
a
my-
plot point?
Yeah.
Can I use a plot point? All right. So we see
Can
like
you please?
I'm taking a plot point. No. So yeah, Maxwell is grabbing Liam and starting to pull him in. Frankie is standing there kind of like, shit, how do I deal with this situation? And we see this very large Black Panther like jump past Frankie and knock Maxwell to the ground because he was so distracted by the smell of Liam. He didn't see the attack coming as I like attack, Maxwell into the ground.
Do you subdue him? Yep, the plot point, so you can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I like eat his face off.
And he explodes. Does
Yeah.
the thing.
He does the like nastiness.
You don't know who Maxwell was.
Now nobody
Was.
will.
So
He
yeah,
just the popped balloon
explosion
full
of
of
a
paint
vampire, yeah.
looking on the ground.
and this happens right on top, right next to my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are drenched in vampire blood, and there's a panther next to you that has just torn off this face.
What's the
I would like
So-
to spin towards Michael and take the vial that Frankie gave me and put it in Michael's hands and say, "You're gonna need to drink this.
I was gonna say,
It'll all be over soon."
at what point, how much vampire blood do you have to take before you're, you know,
I think it's like
not much?
It's a
No,
little
but you
bit.
have to get, yeah.
You have to ingest it.
You have to ingest it to actually get
If
like
Maxwell's
high from
blood
it.
like poured into your mouth though, and you swallowed a gulp, that would be plenty.
I was gonna say, do you realize the
If you're
entire
standing there
room
like-
that I was just in? Yeah, I was just in the room where panthers and vampires shredded each other. I was already covered.
Yeah.
And then you, I drank so much blood tonight.
Yep.
So what happens when a human ingests like all the vampire's blood? Like 10 different vampires.
Well, you basically get superhuman strength. Your senses are really, really heightened and start hallucinating. And
How long does that take? Is
It's
that
a
something
trip.
that's happening to me now?
It's like taking acid, so it's yeah.
Can I spend a plot point to give you a trip? Are you okay with me?
No, go
offering
for
you
it, man.
Okay, so I'm going to spend my last plot point, so I'm at 0.
To make you go
Um,
on a trip.
And you, so like I turn, because you're there, like just covered in blood, and I turn to look at you, and you get like this flashback of your mom and this guy like arguing, and then like you see me telling her like I'm not the settling kind, like I gotta get out of here, kid's gonna be fine. Just like you've got the money, just live your life. And like he like storms out, and then you see, and then like me, the exact same guy, just standing there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And I'm looking at you like, are you coming?
And in the background, walk like a man.
Yeah. But here's the thing. While he's telling that narrative story, what's playing in my head is, that's why I'm easy. Easy like Sunday morning. So I snap out of that, and then I'm like, yeah, walk like a... Shit's going down.
Your pupils are like super dilated.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm just frozen. I don't even hear you.
Look at,
You yell at me, are you coming? And I hear, are you coming?
but look at your fears, look at your desires, and maybe that'll help if you're stuck.
Yeah, my fear is out of control.
Well, there you go. Fight or flight.
Yeah. Well, and I guess my motivation is to not die. So, I recognize that this is like basically my dad, or the. I mean,
Yeah.
he was in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be like, and I'm tripping out. I'm tripping balls. So I'm just gonna like, I guess, go for it because.
We're gonna just need like a string
Post-traumatic
of
stress disorder at this point.
right. We're just gonna need a string of like little blips of things you say of like I'm causing trouble, I'm tripping balls, like just like the hand or highlight reel from all these games.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like half tempted to like even just go in for a freaking hug because I'm totally just
That's
like
perfect.
That would be perfect.
That would be
You
so
just hug
perfect.
me?
You're just like, okay,
Yeah.
Dad.
All right.
I'm like, Dad?
Good thing
He's
I wore
not
the
a
red
person.
shirt.
It's cold. He's cold and stiff, and it's not at all like hugging a person.
Yeah. What the fuck, Dad?
You say that? And I'm like, all right, somebody's had a little too much, and I just pick you up. Because you're hugging me, so I'll just like scoop you up and
sounds good.
and turn to like go out the door.
I'm just
Luna,
staring at him like,
are you blocking the door, or are you?
Well, I mean, I snacked on Maxwell, and then I probably would have like taken off into the woods, tiger style.
Okay. So I'll look at Liam and say, we gotta go. Maribel's not gonna be happy, and just try to leave.
And Maribel's there.
Yeah.
It's just, I am not happy at all. What did you do to my party? And she takes Liam. We're taking him with us. We're leaving now.
Oh, good. Yeah, we should get out of here.
And she's vampire running, and
Yeah.
and Liam, you're being, you
Yeah.
know, for 5'4" little. She got you, in her grip, and
Awesome.
the carnage is still happening at Marlotte's though. She's fleeing the scene.
I will also flee the scene with Michael. I will try to keep
She's
up with
not.
her.
She's not going. Oh, you have Michael. She's not going to the manor. She's going to a different place. You don't know where she's going. She's taking a different route.
Can I try to keep up with her?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're just as fast as she is.
Yeah. So I'll keep up.
how long like, before I get to like spread my wings in this thing?
Oh, yeah. How long does your trip last?
Yeah.
I would say at least an hour or so. I mean,
Oh wow. It's
Gidget,
significant.
isn't that right? I mean, it lasts.
Yes. I'm registering for Strategicon. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I just missed everything we were just talking about.
So yeah, I believe it's an hour or so of tripping. Well, we can go with that.
Okay.
All right.
Do we need a break?
Yeah. Do we want to take 5?
I'm so sorry. I'm
All
like,
right, that's okay. We'll take 5, and then everybody
gotta go to
can
the bathroom
register for
anyways.
Strategicon. We can take a bathroom break. All right.
All right. Awesome.
We will be right back. Thanks,
That's a good
everybody.
spot to pause. Okay.